We have the technological capacity to send a thought across the globe in milliseconds. Yet, statistically, we are experiencing record high levels of societal isolation. Because words cost almost nothing to send, they carry very little weight. A message is delivered instantly, consumed in a second, and immediately forgotten. The shift began when we traded physical presence for screen-based connectivity. We prioritized raw speed, allowing communication to outpace reflection. Listen to the older generation, those who lived in the courtyards of old favelas, and you hear a different perspective. They had significantly less immediate connection, yet they rarely describe themselves as feeling alone. To understand this generational gap, we have to look at the one variable we sacrifice to gain our modern speed: Intezar, the wait. The friction of waiting wasn't a technological flaw to be fixed. It acted as a psychological feature, serving as the strongest anchor for our relationships. Before digital networks, distance was a massive, unavoidable reality. Getting a message from one city to another was a logistical hurdle that dictated the rhythm of life. Look at the journey of a single letter. With limited paper, your message survived a physical transit taking weeks to complete. Because of that delay, the writer applied niyat, strict intention. You filtered your thoughts, sending only what was truly important. The thoughts that survived this process carried a distinct cultural weight, or tazib. They were heavy with respect, crafted deliberately because they had a long way to travel. This physical limitation raised the stakes of every sentence. When words took weeks to travel, the writer chose their thoughts with a precision that our instant age no longer requires. This brings us to a poetic truth from the older generation. They often say that in their time, solitude was a companion, tanhan die krakipti. When waiting for a reply, your mind isn't empty. You actively build a mental avatar of the sender, filling the silence. That anticipation acts as its own presence. Instead of distracting yourself, you sit quietly with their memory, respecting the longing. Compare that to how we communicate now. We have replaced the long, quiet buildup of anticipation with immediate data delivery. The emotional cost is subtle but real. By receiving instant answers, we lose the psychological buildup required to make an interaction feel significant. We use technology to cure the pain of waiting, but we accidentally erased the very anticipation that makes human connection feel real. The disappearance of old stationery and quiet havelis mirrors a deeper change: the loss of the psychological incubator where emotional connection actually grows. We often excuse ourselves by saying we lack the time, but time remains a constant. Waqt hamesha utna hi hota hai. What has vanished is our intention. We cannot return to the logistics of the 1900s, but we can reclaim thero, the deliberate pause. We can actively manufacture patience in how we speak to each other today. True presence requires allowing yourself to sit with a thought, to feel the distance between yourself and someone else, and to let a memory linger without immediately reaching for a screen to fill the void. The true measure of our connection is never found in the speed at which a message is delivered. It is found in the patience, the intention, and the love that spans the silence between the words.